in from Germany. I mean, it is just amazing. It is truly phenomenal how we have expanded now all over the world. And it's incredible to see. You know, I've been involved in the industry of network marketing now since 2011, and I've seen a lot of, you know, great things and great movements around the world. But I got to tell you something. There has never been something quite like I Am Mastery Academy. Just a few weeks ago over in Vegas with, you know, at GoPro, talking to some of these other people, everybody is mind blown of what you all have created in a very short amount of time. So there is so much gratitude for every single customer on the line, from the P150 to the Chairman 750s. Listen, we honor you, we respect you, we love you, and we are nothing without all of you. So massive gratitude for Isis De La Torre, Kyle Lowe, Brandon Scott, Daniel Alday, Don, the entire corporate office, the corporate structure, all the traders, all the educators, all of the chairmen, all the brand new customers. Listen, everything is about gratitude and love today, because all of you have really taken that decision to be a part of this family, of this revolution. And let me tell you something. 4.5 years ago, I sat down with a man named Christopher Terry, and at the time, there were 1,200 customers in this company, and things did not look as pretty as they do today. And I walked into a meeting, and I met this man, and immediately I could feel how genuine he was, how much he cared, and really how much he desired to win and build something special. And I fell in love with the vision. I fell in love with the mission. You know, I said yes. And now 4.5 years later, because of all of you on the call, we have scaled this company from 1,000 customers around the world to now hundreds of thousands of customers around the world, the absolute talk of the industry of network marketing. Even outside of the industry, people know who we are as a company, because we have come in, we have changed the game, we have disrupted the trading industry, we have disrupted the network marketing industry. And Chris Terry today is going to share with you guys, you know, a lot of amazing information. But what we want you all to do for the 10,000 strong on this call is we want you to elevate your frequency to 2021, because we believe that 2021 can be your greatest year ever. And it all starts with your thinking. It starts with your emotions, and it all begins with your imagination. So my time is almost up. I just want to come on here and say I appreciate you. I love every single one of you. We're going to continue to push this movement forward, to push this revolution forward. There's some of the things you guys don't see in the background, the amount of money and energy and resources our ownership, our owners, Chris Terry and Isis De La Torre, are doing behind the scenes to make sure we are powerful, we are amazing, we are advancing technologies, we are opening new doors, opening new markets, making sure everything is just flowing around the world. Trust me when I tell you this, you are absolutely in the right place at the right time, in the right company with the right people. And I know 100% fact that 2021 is going to be a billion and beyond in this company. We won't stop. We are unstoppable. We're going to keep getting better. So with that being said, listen, the next gentleman I'm bringing up right now, he's not just a household name in the industry. He's not just, you know, deemed a genius in our industry. This man is talked about all over the world, from real estate tycoons, okay, to powerful people in the Middle East. People know this gentleman's name. My friends that have nothing to do with network marketing, that have hundreds of millions of dollars, ask about this next gentleman. How does he think? My own mentor for 11 years, Bob Proctor, said, Alex, I've never met someone like Chris Terry. This guy is just a genius. He literally creates things in his head and they show up in reality. This is somebody you want to be locked with for the rest of your career in this business. So you guys, he is somebody that we all love, we all respect, we all admire. He is the CEO, the founder, and the visionary of the greatest company on planet Earth. He is Christopher Terry. Take it away, my brother.
Hey, Alex. So before we get started, And Alex, what I don't get is I'm looking at all the people chatting. I need some pandas. So where are you, Alex? There you go. So Alex, this is crazy. It's what was the exact date you came in? What was that, in August of
August 16th.
16? And look, let's take Alex and put we'll put ourselves together here as one group. And Alex, you came into the industry, you built Vima, you built Gymnast, you were the fastest diamond in Gymnast. You were the face of Vima at the time. And I know Julian was the face of Wake Up Now. But you came over to us. You were looking to leave the industry in general, right? You were looking to get out of the industry. You didn't want to have people all day anymore. You can do your own mentorship stuff. I remember Alex Morton mentorship. I remember Austin Godsey going to your mentorship seminar you did. You don't think I know all this stuff? Alex, I got my nose to the ground. Wait.
There we go. Now we're diving. Now we're
I didn't believe it like this. So actually, no. Am I the only one with some I am swag?
There we go.
So when you came in, I guess you were scared because what is Forex? And a lot of people here, they're excited, but look, it's a scary industry. It's an unknown. When you think of financial industry, you think you have to be rich to come in. You think you have to have big money to trade and all that. And it's hard. But what have you experienced, even your own success of when you're sharing it with people and, just what have you experienced coming into it? If you look back and what people, are seeing today, I mean, how has your life changed? I mean, how has your life changed? Because I have to be honest with you, you, David, Ivan, Jason, Matt, we started this thing together essentially in 2016. So in my opinion, we're all partners, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And and ISIS, of course, but in terms of the guys, we started this thing together, just like it would have in New York, doing whatever. And what's it been like, man? What's the ride been like?
It's been it's been amazing, and I think my perspective on it's a little bit different because I came from two normal product-based sell the cream, sell the juice companies, and in those companies, right, there are some people making money, but for every one mega earner, there's hundreds of thousands of people that can't even pay their light bill. So the biggest thing that I saw, and you're right, I didn't know Forex. So for everybody listening, listen, when I came in 2016. I remember flying Christopher Derrick, one of our educators, to come teach me what Forex even meant. I didn't understand Bitcoin. I didn't know Forex. There was no high frequency. To me, it was all math and science. But when I got down to what it was that, you had in this company, it was real vehicles and information and education that could teach the average Alex, the average Joe, the average Sarah on the street that never grew up in a wealthy environment or a wealthy house or, teachers that knew what they were talking about. And you could actually give them something that they could become a 4-figure, 5-figure, 6-figure. We're not making income claims on today's call, but they could take care of themselves and their family. So when I saw the products and the services attached to definitely the most aggressive compensation plan, I mean, to this day, people still ask, are you sure they pay $600 a month on 4, 4, and 4? Because it's just so outrageous. So when you took the idea of trading and financial empowerment and paired it with this insanely lucrative compensation plan, I knew we were going to attract the right people and we were going to do something great together.
Yeah, it's amazing. Bob Proctor says, when you want to do something or anything, for instance, the bottle of Panda, this bottle was an image in somebody's head. This design was an image in somebody. It just didn't appear. It was an image in somebody's mind, and they were sitting maybe on a beach or in the bathroom. It could be anywhere. And they came up with this pattern. It was an image in their mind and became a reality. And back in 2013, and Alex, I appreciate you being on with me because it makes it easier to have a talk. Maybe I'll refer to you, we'll go back and forth. So I really, was Jason had brought you to the table and you became at the time the vice president of the company, which we have evolved into the chairman elite with the new model that we opened in 2019. Back in 2013, 2012, I was in Italy. I was in Sorrento. I was at Hotel Excelsior looking over the sea. And it's funny, I went on Google Earth the other night and I looked at the Hotel Excelsior. I looked at the sea that I was looking at and I looked at the building because that's where it all started. It was in summer 2012 and summer 2000. Oh my gosh, I'm aging myself. Summer 2012. And I'm looking out to the sea and I'm saying to myself, I was trading online and I was running an educational business also. And I thought, learn and earn. I didn't know what that meant. I was like, learn and earn. When it started from there, it was just an idea of learn and earn. And I couldn't understand what the message was. And when that message came to me, I was like, wow, this is great. Learn and earn. And I started looking back at my career, what I've done, and excluding anything negative and looking at the positive. I was in Amway back in the 90s, early 1990. ISIS. I was literally homeless. I call it what it is. I was sleeping on a friend's couch, and I had met ISIS in 1990. My brothers took me out for their birthday, March 11th. I met ISIS. And we've been 19, how many years is that? Like 30 years, 31 years. And I was in the construction industry and I was in Amway. I was trying to find my way in life. I had quite a lot of success in 92, 93 onward in the construction industry. I built one of the biggest companies in New York City. It was a drywall construction company and we had all the contracts, was everything. But I realized no matter how much I made in construction, no matter how big I thought I was tied. I had chains on my hand. I had shackles on my hand attached to the business. I couldn't be like Alex Morton. Alex Morton right now could sleep for the next 50 years. He's fine, residual income. He could travel to Spain and do business. He could do it on his back somewhere else, on the beach somewhere. Him and his fiance, wife. Are you married yet, Alex?
Fiance. But it might as well be married. Yes. Same.
Okay.
Yes.
His better half. So, Alex used to say, got no ring on this finger. But, I just want to give you guys a little history before we talk a little bit. And I just appreciate everybody coming on. But, it was, your business runs you and you get so deep into it and you really don't realize that pigs don't know pigs stink. That was something from a guy named Dave Severin. He was in Amway and he said that a long time ago. Pigs don't know pigs stink. And what he's saying was, I was in construction. I had shackles on my hand attached to a business. I couldn't even go to Florida for 2 days from New York because pigs don't know pigs stink. I was caught in the mud of that life. And eventually I retired out of that. I got into trading and I realized the freedom that trading afforded me. I would travel all over the world. And it was when I was in Italy in 2012 that I had the freedom. You can travel, you can trade from the beach, everything you want. And as I said, learn and earn. And it was like, wow, I was in network marketing. I was in Amway. For the record, I've never made a penny. I was the worst Amway guy in the world. I'd never made a penny network marketing in Amway. Doesn't mean I can't run a business that's successful, right? I always thought I liked the industry. I like how you're able to help your fellow man, your friends, your family, and give them opportunity at a shoestring budget. Some people look at our company and say, wow, 150, 200, 250 a month. That's a lot of money. Yeah. Try opening any business. You have to come up with $1 million and risk. Here, you're getting educated by the guys like Alex Morton and David and Jason and all the leaders, the Gary McSweens and the Julians and Johnnies and all of the leadership. You can't pay for that mentorship. You know, you can't pay for that. You can't pay for that education. It's impossible. So every month you're getting a $25,000 education. If you really look at it, you know, it costs $1 million to own $1 million business. And most people fail starting their own company. So with network marketing, I realized with the trading side, I can open a network marketing business and educate the traders, no matter how good or bad they were doing. And if they want to refer it to other people, they could do that and they can get a commission. And that's where it started. It wasn't, we didn't have this grand scheme in our head of having $1 billion company, but I had an image of in my head, as I was trying to say, that everything starts with an image in your head, like this bottle. I had an image in my head of what I wanted. And the point I'm getting to, I launched on July 4th, 2013, to give people their freedom on Independence Day. And on the launch, within days of before or after the launch, ISIS hands me this printout. It was a magazine, and it had the top 30 under 30 in network marketing in 2013. And yours truly on the phone with us right here on the video is Alex Morton. He was one of the top 30. Him, Alexander Bros. I'm not sure if Yvonne was there. We had about 4 of the current people in I Am Mastery Academy that were in the magazine for Business for Home, top 30 under 30. And she said to me, you got to call these people. I'm like, who am I going to call? I don't know anybody in the industry. But we set out that we're going to attract the top. And a lot of people think that laws of attraction is, I want coffee, I want coffee, I want coffee, I want coffee appears. I bought it before. It's, you have to put yourself in a certain vibration, as Bob Proctor talks about. And I'm really grateful for Alex Morton. Alex, you brought Bob Proctor to the table. You introduced me to Bob Proctor, and Bob Proctor has become my personal mentor and one of my best friends, where I can call him just randomly, and he calls me randomly. I watched The Secret in 2004, 2005, or whatever it was, 2006. Bob Proctor, I'm going to be my friend. He's like the authority on this stuff. But he's taught me that you got to get in a certain vibration. And when you get in that certain vibration, you get in a certain frequency. And that frequency, you attract everything that's exactly like it. So Alex was up here in this frequency. I'm here or here, it doesn't matter. I was on a different frequency. We were this close, different frequency. And the moment I decided I'm going to attract Alex Morton and Alexander Bros and which I just did, Alexander, I just did a webinar for him. When I aligned myself with the same frequency that Alex Morton was, it took time. There's the law of time, okay? And eventually it went out to the universe. Alex went out to the universe, and it connected through Jason Brown, and we've connected since August of 2016. We got on that same frequency. But Bob taught me something, is that the laws of attraction are not a primary law of vibration is. And prior to that, I learned from Bob, who referred me to this Neville Goddard, and I suggest highly you watch some videos, the law of assumption. And what does that mean? Well, when I launched the company in 2013, I assumed I already had 50,000 people when I had nobody. It was just me. And to be funny, how hard was it? You guys think it's difficult? You got to talk to your friends. You got all these products. In 2013, when I launched, I was the product. So can you imagine me at a networking meeting? I used to go to meetup meetings, chamber of commerce meetings, any kind of associations. I joined everything to meet as many people as possible to get out and share my business. And I get out there and they said, what do you do? I said, I'm educate on Forex because we didn't have cryptocurrencies at the time. And we market it through a network marketing model. And people would say this, oh, that's a pyramid. I'm like, how could it be a pyramid? I'm the only one in it. I'm at the top and in the bottom. I'm the guy at the bottom and the top. But I put myself in this law of assumption, and I automatically assumed I had 50,000 people. So when I did that, and I didn't realize I did that until Bob Proctor, it was about 4 or 5 months ago, opened my eyes to what I was doing and what he called unconsciously competent. And I'm giving you a little secret today. Unconsciously competent, that I was doing the law of assumption already, which automatically puts you in that law of vibration. If I assume I had 50,000 people when I was the only one, I put myself in an energy, a vibration that I emanated, that my business assumed I ran 50,000 people. Think about that. That's powerful. 50,000 people paying $200 a month. That's $10 million a month. That's $120 million business. In my mind, I had the image and the vibration where eventually it led to attracting the right people, which ultimately led to Alex and Jason and Matt and all the great leaders in our company. And I'll get to that in a minute. I'll say, give all my thanks and happy holidays. But I got to get myself going here. Let me see some pandas. So I'm not moving until I see. Alex, is the chat on or off?
Someone might be moderating it on a different.
Oh my God! All right, leave it off. It don't matter.
They turned it off. Yeah.
Listen, we're just gonna assume everybody's shooting pandas at us. But I put myself in that law of assumption that I assumed, and it was so funny when I met Austin Gonsi in fall of 2015. In 2015, when I met Austin Gonsi, I had about 2,000 people in the company at that time. And he says to me, him and his business partner at the time, how many people you got in the company? 50,000. He goes, where are they? I said, they're all over the world. 120 countries. They're all over the world. He says, where are they? What are your leaders' names? Austin Gonsi was grilling me. What's the leaders' names? I said, Joe, Bob, Mary, Jane. I was naming my dog, Ronnie, me, Crist. He's like, I don't see traffic on your Alexa rankings. You got no traffic rankings. I was like, because they're wrong. We have 50,000 people all over the world. This is a mega, mega, mega business. And I never changed my perception of that whatsoever. 3 years ago in Mexico City, we did an event, and Austin grabbed me out in the hallway, and he said to me, him and a group of people, he said, Chris, you've lied to me. I said, how do I lie? What did I do wrong? He said, when I came into the bit, because we had just hit 50,000 people at the time. He said, and we made this announcement on Instagram, we hit 50,000. He said, when I came to the business, you said you had 50,000 people, but we just announced that we hit 50,000 people. And I said, wait a second. What? He's like, you lied to us. You only had like 1,000, but you said you had 50,000. You lied to us. He was pissed off at me. He sincerely was mad. And I said, Austin, when you go out and tell people you're a chairman 100 and you're only a chairman 20, aren't you lying? He's like, yeah. I said, you're speaking what isn't as if it were. You are expressing what's called faith, the faith of things hoped to have later on, evidence of things not seen. You are the farmer that holds a seed in your hand of an apple tree saying, I have 1,000 apples in my hand. You don't have physically 1,000 apples in your hand. You have potential for those 1,000 apples. And if you believe and you water it, you will have those 1,000 apples. And I had that conversation with him and he goes, wow. I said, yes, I assumed at the time, I put myself in that vibration that I had 50,000 people where eventually law of time kicked in and the law of attraction, the law of frequencies and stuff kicked in. And we eventually attracted that. Now we have 5 or 6, 7 times that many people. And as Bob said, it was consciously unconfident. So I really hope that each and every one of you, you realize you have something here that's never been done before. Yes, no matter what industry you're in, it could be a casino. In Las Vegas, you have hundreds of casinos that hold hundreds of thousands of people, and they all operate them their own way. And if we want to have competition, God bless them. Let them operate their business. There's so much food to go around. We have billions and billions and billions of people. We all can create wealth and success. There's never going to be a limit to the amount of people that come into this world. I'll tell you a secret. Everybody, you have to be 18 years old to join our company. And I know people snuck in earlier, with their fake IDs. But listen to me, everybody. Every minute, a new 18-year-old is produced. There's every second, there's new 18-year-olds. There's an overabundance of people that are qualified to do what we do that can come into your business. So you got to put yourself in that law of assumption that, yes, you are a Chairman 100. You are a greatest trader. I used to say, I am the greatest trader of all time. Like Muhammad Ali used to say, I am the greatest world champion of all time. I'm the greatest boxer of all time. I'm so fast. I shut the light, and before the light goes off, I'm in bed. Muhammad Ali used to say, it's the skill in the will, but the will is much longer than the skill. He used to put himself in that state of abundance, that law of assumption. Look at Muhammad Ali's old talks. I'm going to knock him out in 8, and he knocks him out in 8. He put himself in that law of assumption that he was a world champion walking into the ring with Sonny Liston, and he knocked him right out. He understood that, and this is in the 1960s, okay? In the year 1870, I believe, there was a guy, his name is Hosea Ballou. He said, like the biblical mustard seed, energy removes mountains. He wasn't talking about energy by lights and electric. He's talking about what we emanate from our body. How is this known? In the 1870s, that they talked about this law of attraction, law of abundance, laws of energy and vibrations. But then somebody came out with the secret 15 years ago. It's been around for 130 years already. And it's been around a lot longer, dating back to, if you believe in Jesus or not, let's just use Jesus. It's been dating back to then, how he put the energy out to heal people, to do things for people. And all the people around him understood this. You hold in your body, in your possession, your body alone can light up a city with the energy that you have in it. You just don't understand how to use it. Alex Morton understands how to use this. The David and Monetiers understand how to use this. The Yvonne Tapias and the Jason Browns. Why do you think they are the highest income earners? Disclaimer, we're not talking about money. But why do you think they are the highest income earners in the company? Because they understand how to put themselves in that law of assumption that they are already at a success level before they even arrived at our company. But what kills it is fear. And fear is a 4-letter word, okay? There's 2 F's in this world that are 4-letter words. One's a curse word, and so is the other one. And the biggest curse word in the world is fear. False evidence appearing real. And Alex, and I'm just going to say our core leadership, and include Bryce Thompson, God bless you, Chairman 750. He did something that's never been done before. The youngest man in look at him. He's one of the top 10 income earners in network marketing around the world of the hundreds and thousands and millions of people. Look at that guy. Brandon, thank you so much for being part of our family. Bryce, and also your brother Brandon's at 250. But fear will kill you. Fear will age you. Fear will cripple you. It's when things go bad, you know if you have it in you or not. It's when things get tough, if you have it inside you or not. I'll give a little story. And I'm not in a rush. We're here to talk. I'm going to educate you while I'm talking, okay? I was in Amway. This is 1990. I was 25 years old. And I had to sit down with a prospect. I sat down with my sponsor. And I was told my upline, you got to interview them. So I sat down and said to the lady with my upline, my sponsor, he was a diamond in the Amway business. I think he's now a Crown Ambassador. And I said to her, well, I want to invite you to a meeting. I got to know a little bit more about you. I want to invite you to a private business meeting, but I need to know if you're qualified to even meet my partners. And tell me something about you. I want to understand if you're even qualified. And she starts screaming at me, qualified. And she started ripping me apart. And I cowered down and I looked and I said, Charlie, can you help me? And I wasn't prepared for that. I had fear, and she smelled it. A lot of people come into our company, and it's network marketing. You got fear. You're not so confident about yourself that the fear emanates. Why does a dog smell you have fear? Why does a dog smell you? If you see a German Shepherd or a Rottweiler, you get fear, and the dog can sense it, and therefore the dog gets more aggressive. I have two, what's called, you can call them cane corsos or cane corsos, as they say in Italy, and they sense fear. I had Brandon Boyd at my house last summer, and they looked at him and they sensed he was nervous and they got severely aggressive. Brandon Boyd was not hurt in this demonstration, and Brandon Boyd, thank you for being part of the family. But dogs can sense fear. We are much more heightened and advanced than dogs. So if you're coming into the company and you have fear and you're not so confident about yourself, you have to wonder why you put these self-limitations on yourself. This energy is just emanating wrong. Well, we got the core leadership, as I said, their confidence is so high. And I'm telling you right now, we all have to change our energy. And I'm going to do something in a minute to help us. We all have to change our energy and take our energy from a fear-based energy. And I'm being honest with you. We are all, every single one of us. And I know Bob Proctor says we're born to be rich. I'm sorry. I love you, Bob. But we're all been born to fail. At 98.5% of this country is born to fail at 98.5% failure rate, where only the 1% control. But you know what? We're putting people in the position to control because we are not part of that 1.5%. We don't take a vacation on Labor Day. We take vacations every day. We don't labor, right? We don't have to worry about Christmas because Christmas is every day for us because we have the ability to have our freedom through I Am Mastery Academy, through education, through the Forex industry. Fear. We change that vibration from having a fear where 98.5% of the people fail, and we change that energy. We become one of the 1.5%. Look, I'm the CEO of the company, but I'm just regular as you. I'm nothing. I'm not greater. I'm not worse. We are all at one level here. And if I could do this thing, trust me, you can do it. If a kid that was on welfare as a kid, I was broke, I was homeless, I failed 1,000 times before everybody here was born. I failed at everything. Everything in the world, I failed. But I had a lot more success. Why? Because I'm willing to fail without fear. Make fear your friend. If you lose, good. Hit me again. If you look at the movie Rocky back in the 1970s came out, the original Rocky is because the country was going through a recession. Sylvester Stallone came out with this movie, Rocky, and it was this rags to riches, this failure to success, the street guy to become the world champion. Okay? He had it in his mind he was going to be a success. And when he was fighting Apollo Creed was beating his butt. Hit me again, Creed. Hit me again. And he wanted to keep getting hit because he wanted to get rid of the fear. So he turned himself into a beast in the ring and knocked Creed out. I believe, I don't remember. But you have to take those knocks. You have to be what's called in the streets a knockaround guy. You have to take those hits. You can't live life being fearful for success. And I'm being straight with all of us. If you had no fear, you'd be part of the elite, the Davids and the Alexes, making the fortunes that they make at Chairman 500, at Chairman 750, at those levels. We have Chairman a million, and I'm hoping these guys hit that. You turn your energy and put yourself into a law of assumption of pure success and pure energy of success that you already have it. It's already claimed. You already have the power that it takes and the energy that it takes to claim whatever you want. We have an army here. Right now, I want to make a quick announcement. I will. We have an army here in this company around the world. An army. Are you kidding me? We have the ability to change the world. We don't need no million-man march in Washington, D.C. We don't need no people around the... No. Let's have our own million-man march show up in Washington, D.C. of a million freedom fighters. 2 million of us show up one day. Just show up and talk about freedom and free enterprise. You are born in a country. If you're part of this company, I don't care if you're in the UK, I don't care if you're in Singapore, in the US, you're as free to enterprise as much as you want. You got that ability and that freedom to be as free and successful. So you are originally born to fail, but you're born to fail, but you are given the opportunity to be as wealthy as you want and not stick around, as I said earlier, with those pigs in the mud. 98.5% of the people in this world are pigs that don't know pigs stink, as Dave Severin said. And I meant no disrespect. It's just a saying that he had. You guys are the elite. You're not in the mud anymore. You have something that's different. But what's not different is you haven't changed that fear-based mindset fully. When I say pure, unadulterated success and faith, that means you have 100% faith that you will be successful. 100 on the assumption level. Hold on, let me take a commercial break. This commercial is brought to you by I Am Mastery Academy. But not 99.9% expectation of success, of faith. It's 100%. 1/100% fear destroys the other 99.9% of faith. All right? You have to have that faith to believe, as Jim Rome says. Very, very important. And when you understand, if you have that faith to believe, that faith that you will have it, whatever you want, then you put yourself in that law of assumption. It's undeniable. Some of the leaders on this phone call understand some of the rewards that I've been given, over the past year or two, because of the faith of expectation, that faith that we have, the evidence that is not seen. But in reality, in our mind, it's there. The image of a Chairman 100, how does that feel? So before we get going, I'm now working myself up. I want us all right now, all 10,000 strong, is to give one another energy. Understand, 10,000 of us giving 10,000 of us, and hundreds of thousands, 10,000 of us giving hundreds of thousands of us energy. That's powerful. I want everybody here to give one another and to send me energy. Send me positive energy. All right? Game's on. Give me energy. Guys, send me your energy. Just give it to me. I'm giving you the energy back. Let's exchange that flow of energy. One thing about energy, you got to have that flow, that give and take, that send and receive. You have to exchange it and give it. I remember Alex talking about one time that transmutation, changing from one thing to another. You have to change your energy to become something else now. All right? You have to change your energy from who you are to a billionaire mindset. You know, why do you look at Instagram at the plane and the car and the beautiful girl and the good-looking guy with the tuxedo? Why not you? Why not you put yourself in that mindset that you're already a billionaire, that you're already a multimillionaire, that you have all the abundance that you could ever dream of? You have to have it. You have to own it. Folks, you have to own everything you're asking for. Okay? You have to be the farmer that's, oh, by the way, this Zoom call for the past year, for the past 1 year, since New Year's last year, when we did our call and we filled it up with 10,000 people, and I realized Zoom has limitations, what did I do? I put an image of my mind to put 1 million people, because we're going to have 1 million of us strong, and to have 1 million of us strong and not be able to get everybody online at the same time is a tragedy. So 1 year ago on New Year's, I commanded, I don't know the other word to use, I commanded or instructed our programmers who develop Swipe Coin and Swipe Trades and a lot of these other products. We have multiple teams of programmers, but this one team, I said to them, I want something like Zoom. I want something like Zoom. Now understand, I already had Go Live. It evolved and evolved and evolved. And we had to use a different technology. So we are releasing in the first quarter of this year, it's already ready. It's been tested, it's working. Our new in-house Zoom, it's called MyVox, MyVox. Brandon Scott came up with it. And it holds right now currently 1 million people at one time. And we're going to be able to give all of the people in this company that want to have their own in-house Zoom, our own company platform, keep it in-house. We developed the technology, the software. It is phenomenal. And I'm so excited that in the first quarter of the year, and I say first quarter because I want to make sure if there's any further testing, that we're going to have the ability to have your own in-house platform. And I'm expecting in the first quarter to have our own in-house platform launch and put hundreds of thousands of people on one call, but let it be known system-wide down to the not the lowest, but the smallest level, platinum 150s to the highest chairman elites. You're going to have the ability to have your own platform that you can use and do your webinars in-house. That is so, no limitations, and yeah, we have some data fees, but it's gonna be much cheaper than freaking Zoom. We don't need Zoom no more. All right, extra Zoom, we gotta have our own thing. All right, so we have that. We're releasing in 2021. We have a stock and stock option side where we've attracted 4 of the biggest names in the stock and futures trading industry. Somebody who I worked with for over 20 years, big player. We have some stock guys who came from a massive company and massive education, stock options. Guys, we got so much on the plate that's coming for 2021 that I'm talking even the first half, this is going to be happening. Jason Brown, I would really want to thank you for being part of developing that side of the equation with me. We have a lot of things we're going to release, folks, a lot of exciting things we're going to release in 2021. I want you to understand, we just released our drop shipping. We have people doing, I got to be careful because I want to put a disclaimer. Let's just say people are happy with that platform. And I suggest it highly. I suggest get your ECX package and have faith of what I'm saying. The ECX platform has over 10,000 people already in the first month and a half, and we're getting a lot of excitement behind the scenes. I see it happening. I love it. I actually be trying to get Chris Reef to hook me up, Chris Reef, who's heading the charge with it. So get on ECX. It's a phenomenal product. It's something new. It's revolutionary. Things are automated fast, so you don't have to really do it like everybody else in the world has to do it. You set up your store and just automated, and things flow real well. So we're getting a lot of good feedback from that. But back to success, back to having faith, back to that. Let's get back to the biblical sense. And I want to thank Jewel Tankard, Chida Bethley, Jewel's husband, and a few other leaders that are faith-based, and they've opened my eyes in the past couple of years ago that maybe I should read the Bible. Maybe I should start learning it. So I just want to thank them. They're great leaders in our company, and they've been nothing but impactful to my life. And even on the holidays, seeing Jewel and China and a few others just sending me messages wishing the holidays. That's a good feeling, knowing that I've affected them in such a way that they remember me. But in a biblical sense, it said the farmer planted seeds. He didn't know how they were going to turn into fruit or vegetables. He planted the seeds, but he knew they're going to turn into trees. He knew they're going to turn into trees. He had the faith that if he watered it, he had the faith that if he put it in the right temperature, the right environment, because there's a time to plant and there's a time to harvest. All right. You can't plant in the deep in the summer, right? Because you're going to burn all the seeds. You have to plant at a certain time, and you have to reap later on what they call harvest. And the farmer in the Bible said, I know if I plant the seeds, I will have the fruits, the apples. But I didn't know how. It said the farmer didn't know how it happened. He just knew it would happen. Let's think about that. Let's just take that for a second. And we look back and we say, wow, the farmer in the Bible, and this is a book that's written thousands of years ago, right? Based on thousands of years ago, depending on who you talk to. And the farmer knew, he had the faith that if he planted the seeds, he would have the rewards. Did he put himself in the law of assumption like I was talking about? Did he put himself in a certain vibration? That seed has its own vibration, right? With the right temperature and the right watering, the moonlight, the sunlight. That seed evolved and vibrated differently, that broke out of its shell and eventually grew, and eventually grows into a tree that bears apples, that bears seeds, that bears more trees, that bears more apples. So the farmer with this one seed, he didn't know how success was going to happen. He just knew it was going to happen. And that's where you go again and look at faith. Faith, the ability to see the unseen, what isn't as if it were already in your possession. Okay? Let me tell you something. You can have whatever you want. Anything you want. Just like you order a cup of coffee. Okay, and understand I'm on the keto diet. I've already dropped 15 pounds. I'm back to the lightest weight I've been in over 30 years. I am the lightest weight that I've been in over 30 years. Since I was 25, and I understand I'm still 25, since I was 25 years old, 23, 24, 25, I was about 325 pounds, carrying that for about 35 years of pain and all the negatives in my life attached to me. They didn't want to let go. But when I understood that I could release the pain, I could release the negative energies, but I have to also eat differently. I also have to think it's all one thing. And what happened? The weight falls off. And I've been sitting at about, this morning is about 207. I'm really about, because I had a little bit to eat this morning. I'm around 205, the lightest I've been, 120 pounds lighter than the worst time of my life in 30 years. And I still became a success, even carrying that weight and pain and anger and past negatives. No excuses for anybody here. Understand something, folks. You have to have that faith and that image in your head of exactly what you want with 100% confidence, 100% dedication. You can't go to work in the morning negative about going to work. And let's face it, a lot of us work here. You can't go to work in the morning. I hate my boss. I hate my job. I can't stand working here. I want to get out of here. They don't pay me enough. Come on. And then you get off of work. Oh, I am Master Academy, Forex. This is how to get rich. I'm excited. You can't do this for success. It doesn't work like that, folks. Those of you that work at a job, I'm going to be the first to tell you, be proud of what you do. I don't care if you're a bottle washer. Honestly, I don't know how to wash a bottle, but I don't care if you wash bottles, if you open cans of tuna at a job, or you're an accountant, a lawyer, a doctor, an automobile mechanic. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're a carpenter and you grind every day for your job. Let me tell you something. When's the first time any of you walked into your job and say, boss, thank you. Thank you for giving me the ability to work here. Thank you for giving me the ability to earn and to feed my family and take care of my bills and take care of my health. Your boss is not your fault. You're a slave to the boss. That's your fault because you don't know, you're not aware that you don't have to be that way. And Christopher himself is telling you today how to get out, how to break those chains. I don't care if you're white, you're black, you're Asian, you're green. I don't care if you're a freaking Martian. If you have to work for a living, you go to work and you're told when to come in, when to leave, when to take lunch, when to take vacation. You got shackles on your hand. I don't care if they're bronze. I don't care if they're rusted. I don't care if they're platinum. I don't care if you're a lawyer. Bottom line, if you got to perform a job to earn, you are caught up in the system because you don't know, you're not aware that you don't have to do that. Okay? So the first thing you want to do to get yourself free, we all want to be free here. We all want that freedom, but you cannot go to job. And I say go to job because it's something people do, and I'm very respectful. Trust me, I work all day, all night. I don't care. I don't stop. I love work. I have a passion. I love to work. I don't care what it is. I'll do it. And my father said when I was a kid, son, if you have to shovel crap, you will do it and you will enjoy it and you will thank the boss. Yes, Dad. Look, you have to go in the morning or at night. Whenever you get to work, you have to go to your boss. I don't care if it's your manager, executive, you say, listen, I appreciate you giving me opportunity here. I take this to heart. I'm in great appreciation. I love what I do. And I am your best guy. If you ever need anything, you come to me, whatever you need. Just like you would tell somebody that needs your help, somebody weaker than you, if you need me, call me. And then when they call you, you say, well, I ain't got the kind of money. Bottom line, you tell the boss, whatever you need, I'm here. I will work. I will dedicate myself. That way, you get that off the table. That negative energy, get it off the table. And realize every dollar that the boss gives you, a percentage of that goes to your Forex business, goes to your I Am Mastery Academy business, goes to building your future, goes to building your passion, goes to building your fortune. Your boss, you're telling him you love him. You're telling him you love the job. Give me overtime, whatever it is, whatever monies you can get, you put it to work. You get monies in, you put it to work. You put that money to work. Don't wait until you got $100,000 and now I'm going to invest? No, you invest every penny that you earn at a job or as a platinum 150, 600,000, every penny you got coming in until you got more money than you could spend. Invest it into yourself, into your business, into your future, into your fortunes. That's how you get wealthy. Not waiting until you get the money to do something. How many people come to me, Chris, I got XYZ. What should I do with it? Listen to me, I'm going to strangle you. Right? You invest even though you don't have it physically. I'm buying this. I'm doing this. I own this in your mind. I own the best cars. I own our airplane. I own in your mind. You have to do that. And talking about cars and airplanes and jewelry, guys, spread the word. I love you. I love everybody, and I'm going to protect the house no matter what. If you see anybody on Instagram posting watches, jewelry, you posting whatever, cars, pictures, stuff that will get us all shut down, you get and you report that to compliance immediately, report it to your chairman 500 or chairman 100, and you show them. If it's Instagram, you send that in, we will handle it. We will ask them to remove it or get suspended. I refuse to let anybody who's not staying compliant take us down, and you better feel the same way. This right here will help you create fortunes if you allow it. But you got to protect the house. Do not let anybody do anything that's not compliant. It's not cool. All right? It's not cool to let somebody else, and you look and go, wow, that's a nice watch. Yo, that's nice chains. You let corporate know right away, protect your business. What's the point of you going to work and working hard and you trading and you're learning and you build a network when you wake up one day and the FTC could shut us down because you allowed somebody else to do something that can hurt us, even if it's your family, even if it's your friend. I don't care. Protect the house. I hope I'm making this clear. Protect us. Protect yourself. Protect the person that doesn't know. They may think it's cool to take the picture by the car. They don't know it's not cool. They don't know that the CFTC said to me 2 years ago, we're going to shut you down if you do stuff like that. We're going to shut you down. That's why we're so strict on compliance. That's why we suspend people. Suspension is not a bad thing. Suspension is a wake-up call not to do it again. So please, compliance, send it to compliance. You have all the information. We'll send out an email today regarding that to let you guys know. But 2021 is a year we're going to be clean, and we're going to double and triple and quadruple the company. There is no reason that we have 5 of the top 10 earners in network marketing that we are not going to be with those multi-billion-dollar companies. We're not going to get there if we allow others to post stuff that can hurt us. We don't need to do that. You don't need to show off your grand wealth with leased cars. Trust me. All right? Protect the house. So as I was saying, a lot of you go to work and come back and home, you go back and forth, and you just become this mole that you wake up in the dark, you come back in the dark, you hate your job, you're trying to be successful. You got to eliminate all sorts of pain and anger and hate for your boss. And if you don't want to tell your boss you don't then you know what, go find another job or somebody you like to work with. But you have to lie to yourself, like I lied to Austin Gonsi, and I lied to myself that I had 50,000 people, and then I had 50,000 people. You have to lie to yourself that you like your job, that you like that you're putting that money to work that you earn on a weekly or bi-weekly or monthly basis, that you put that money to work to create your fortune. Jim Rohn talked about this. Your job affords you to create your fortune part-time, and you work part-time until you have full-time money part-time, if you know what I mean, okay? Then you have your true freedom. I don't know what freedom is to anybody on this call. I don't know what freedom is. Freedom for me is, yes, options. I don't have to work, but I have to work. I have a responsibility to hundreds of thousands of people. That's freedom for me. Think about it. I work day and night. ISIS works day and night. Our corporate team works day and night. I get on the phone sometimes with Brandon Scott and Kyle Lowe and the executives, 2 o'clock in the morning. We behind the scenes burn the midnight oil so you don't have to. Think about that. We behind the scenes burn the midnight oil. We have a team of lawyers around the world. We work hard to give you the opportunity to build your passion, build your fortune, build your business. And what better business is learning how to trade and build your network marketing business? I love network marketing. I was so proud that at GoPro just recently, Eric Worre put David and Alex to start the event. We had Matt there. I was supposed to speak, but I'm like the millions of people. For 2 or 3 weeks, I had COVID-19. Big deal. I fell asleep. I rested for a couple of weeks, got up and was stronger than ever. But I'm healthy. But you have to have that faith, 100%. A lot of you feel, man, I talked to this guy, I talked to that guy, and you're not getting it. You're not getting what Alex and David and Ivan and Jason and Matt and all the great leadership understand, that they put themselves in an assumption and an abundance-based mindset, a zero fear, a zero negative. They're 1,000% on board for success, for their own success, and their own success becomes your success because they're able to teach you what they've done. But you sit back and you realize, you think, man, I'm always being pressed down. I never get ahead. Understand something. And this comes from Bishop Jakes. It was great. I watched it. It was called, oh my God, what was the call he had? He talked about the seed in the Bible, that people think that you push down, that's not okay. Well, let's think about this. If you were a diamond, right? If you were a diamond, a physical diamond, it takes you depending on where you are in the world, to 3 billion years to develop a diamond. Little ring, little diamond. 1 to 3 billion years of pressure being stuck in the earth for billions of years with no value. No value. And a diamond looks like this. It's ugly. Who would have known that if you shine that diamond after 3 billion years, that diamond would be worth millions and millions and millions? That had to stay underground for an extended period of time. Who would have known that if you plant the seed 6, 8, 12 inches deep? I don't know how far you put a seed in the ground. I've never farmed. I just eat corn and fruit and whatever. I just eat it. I don't plant. I've never been a planter, so forgive me if I have the wrong dimensions. But who would have known that if you put the seed on the ground, and the seed, let's think of the seed as us. The seed's underground. It's underground by a foot. And it's mad. It's pissed off. It's like, you know what? Put me on the ground. Trying to hold me back. Right? Oh, the seed don't do that. The seed does what it does. The seed realized that it was put on the ground and it was nurtured. The ground was developed to allow that seed to change, to evolve, to transmutate from a seed to a plant. A sprout comes up above ground. That seed is like our mind, that we feel that we've been pressed down in life and never had a chance. But if you cultivate it right, if you listen to the right things, you can't be successful until you put your mind in the right state, as Anthony Robbins says. You have to put your mind in the right state for success. He talks about alkalinity. I was watching something the other night on Tony Robbins. He talks about having an alkaline body, eating alkaline foods, alkaline water. I drink alkaline water. This bottle of Panda actually has alkaline water in it. Panda's not alkaline. I have a couple of machines. But that seed needs to be cultivated like your mind needs to be cultivated. You need to plant information in there from the Bob Proctors or the, whoever, these Tony Robbins, or any of these motivators, or any of these philosophers, the Jim Rohns, the Neville Goddards. You have to cultivate your mind and think differently. So then you can start sprouting ideas. You are your own seed. You are planted in the ground. You don't realize it. You did it to yourself with self-defeating words that you've said so much negatives about failure and not being able to do something, and I can't and I won't. And you, as a seed, you're the one that planted yourself into the ground. But God planted you into the ground also, and he allowed you to do that. Okay? Where you are like that bow and arrow, you put yourself in the ground, you're that bow, you pull yourself back, and when you release it, you can go for 100 yards. That tree, that seed, and I keep using the word seed, it's the same thing. The seed's pressed in the ground, has pressure on it, is watered, is getting a lot of mindset, okay? The seed in the ground has a lot of pressure on it, like the diamond, because the seed is like that butterfly that's in the cocoon, right? Same thing. You are pressed down only to excel forward. So maybe Alex Morton became a millionaire at 22 or 23. Who cares if it takes you a few extra years? If Alex can do it, you can do it. Alex is no better than you. You're no better than him. I'm no better than you. You're no better than me. We're all created equal on this earth, and we all have that equal opportunity. As long as you got a brain in that body, as long as you got a breath in your body to speak, you could have and ask for anything. I got teeth, I got a tongue, I can talk, I can ask. The thing is, you haven't reached crazy levels of success, and why the core leadership has is because they understand how to ask without fear. I'm a chairman 100. Oh man, I got to pay my bills. I don't got that kind of money. You just destroyed a month's worth of work. Okay, so in 2021, we are the seeds of 2020. When I say we, every one of us, we're seeds in 2020. We've been planted in 2018, 2019, 2020. All of us have been planted in the ground. Okay, I'm not going to talk about COVID. I don't want anybody recording and Chris said this or that. COVID's off the table. I had it. It made me tired for 2 weeks. Big deal. All right. But there are members in our world who got really sick. I could say this because we went on a public forum. One of our educators and chairman, Orrin Wright, I talked to him the other day. He had the ventilator in his nose. So let's give Orrin Wright our prayers and thoughts, and anybody else in our company who's been affected in a negative way or had anybody pass, let's just give our thoughts and prayers out and our energy out to them and just help them heal. Let's just command the universe, command God. You don't command God, but you command the energy to help them heal. Okay? Let's ask for them to be healed. Every single person in our company and around the world, and our families, our extended families, that they will be healed. So understand, we planted ourselves deep. In 2021, you're the seed. If you haven't had the success you want, you're still in the ground, you're still the seed. And let's look at how we're going to change it for 2021. Rewards and regrets. Rewards and regrets. The reward is, example, I sponsored 20 people in 2020. I sponsored 20 people. I sponsored 30. I signed up 50 customers. I built a Platinum 1000 ship. I did some good trades. You had rewards in 2020. You have to look at the rewards you've made. And I spoke to Matthew Gribby last night. Guy's phenomenal, formerly Bob Proctor's assistant, works with Alex, works with myself. Guy's phenomenal, one of my best friends in the world, and he is my mentor. Okay, he also is a mentor to me because he understands this. Working with Bob for 10 years, When I talked to Matt, we talked at 2 o'clock in the morning last night, and he was mentoring me. Just because you do better than somebody on a financial level, you have a higher position, doesn't mean you can't get mentored by them. You stay humble in life. Stay humble. You can have whatever you want. Stay humble. You're a man. If somebody else is a man, you're equal. The only thing that makes you difference is you doing something out of the ordinary, what we call extraordinary. So I talked to Matt last night about this rewards and regrets, which means whatever you did in 2020, better it in 2021, better it in 2021. Take what you've done. If you sponsored 20 customers, then go get 21, go get 25, go get 30. You know how to do 20? So you can go do that again. You're aware that you could have 20, which means you are now aware you could do that again. But not only once, you could do it twice. What are the regrets? Commercial break. What are the regrets of 2021 is really what is important also, is that yes, you may have sponsored 20 customers, but you didn't have any follow through. You love them and left them, or you didn't give them enough support. Or maybe you're not deep enough in the products of understanding. You just want to go sponsor the world, that you're not taking care of your seeds. Your customer are seeds of greatness, are seeds for the future fruit. But you get all these seeds, these customers, and you throw them out there and say, hey, go watch the videos. Check out this link. I'm an IBO. I'm a Platinum 5000. You will obey me. No, you got to serve. You got to serve. If you bring a life into our business, if you bring one life, a man, a woman, a young adult, 18 or over, you bring somebody who's in the 70s, I don't care who it is, they're black, white, Asian, purple, if they're a Martian if you want to sponsor a golden retriever as a customer, you give them help. You invest the time into them. You water them. You nurture them. You talk about the right mindset. You let them know the products. Too many of us don't look at the product, and they look at building a business, but they don't understand, why do I have to keep building the business? Because if people don't use the product, or you don't use the product, so become a product of the product. Use it, sell it, and share it. It's not that hard, right? Not that hard. Use the products, share the products. Simple concept, but you got to use them. You got to be a product of the product. So if a regret in 2020 was, I brought people on, customers, but I lost them, well, start using the products, become a product of the product, and show people how to have success with the products that we have. I use our products. Wait, let me. Did the CEO say he uses his own products? Are you kidding me? A Ford dealer actually drives a Ford, not a Mercedes? Yes, I use our own products. I love our products. We have the best products in the world. There is no other company in existence. There is no other company in existence at our level of technology, of of product, of services. There is no other company in existence. Understand, if you were fearful in 2020, if you haven't hit the ranks because you self-defeated yourself, you must change something. And the call right now is to tell everybody, in a positive way, be a savage. Be a savage for 2021. Take your regrets, take every regret you had about success. Is somebody who cross-recruited into your team? Is somebody from another company who wants to talk to your people? Be a savage, be a success. I would never allow anybody to mess with my team. I would never allow my own family to try to take away my dream. I would never allow anybody to put me down, step on me, hold me back. I will never allow that, and you should never allow that. You should never allow yourself to hold you back. Look, you want to be a seed that dies in the ground? Go ahead. You have the ability to change your attitude and change your mind and put yourself in that state of assumption that you are already a Chairman 100. Feel that you are already a top trader. You are a top educator. You are the top of the top of the top. You got to put yourself in that mindset. You got to become a savage for success in a positive way. I'm not saying anything negative. I'm not saying savage is a negative word. It can be used two ways, right? You got to be a savage for success. You got to rip that shirt off. I'm not going to ruin my shirt. But what I'm saying is you got to rip that shirt off and pound your chest like a Brandon Boyd and say, I'm a beast. You have the only, think of this, I am is equivalent of the only airplane in the sky. We are a G5, a G6. Everything else out there is a helicopter. You know what I'm saying? All of the companies. We are a G6. We are the premier company. Alex said it. Everybody talks about it. Us. I got people calling me. I got media contact. It's funny. I got the media news agencies calling me to interview me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Forbes did or Rolling Stone did an article on Alex Martin, said they were going to pop him up, and then they put him down. I'm never going to let anybody interview me. No. That won't happen. All right? I'm protecting us. Yes, certain interviews we do, whether it's Forbes or Entrepreneur, that we have already, Yahoo, those are already structured out where we are protected. But I will never put ourselves in harm's way, and you should not do the same. So think of yourself of rewards and regrets for 2020. And in 2021, you have less than a week left. Set your model right. Spend the next several days on what you've done that you want to do better, what you failed at that you want to make your strength. Put yourself in a faith-based mindset of success. Put yourself in an assumption and an abundance mindset. Assume that you already have the rewards. Look, nobody can see $1 million. I don't even know what $1 million looks like. But we know that if you have a certain amount of people in your organization as an IBO, you can earn that kind of money as a Chairman 100. So can you see yourself? If we look around, can we see the people in the room? Guys and girls, if we close your eyes, can you see the people in the room? I look out and I see a guy there and he's waving something. I see a girl sitting there and she's doing this and she's a single mom. Can you put yourself in that abundance mindset? You can see the people. If you see the people that you don't have yet, you can then see the fortunes, because your fortunes will become because you help the other people get what they want, not what you want. Your job is not to go out and get what you want. Your job is to go out and serve others and help them get what they want. When you help enough people get what they want, you will then get all the things in life you want. You can't do this alone. Mark Zuckerberg didn't do it alone. Well, I think he stole the company, but he didn't do it alone. Nobody's built a $1 billion brand. Nobody's built, it's what they call team, right? There's no I in team. No, there's no I in team. You got to have a team. Take your leaders, take your top guys. Even if you have 2 people on your team, talk to them on a Zoom and say, look, guys, we're 2 today. Next month, we're going to be 4. And then we're going to be 8. And the law of compounding is very powerful. A penny doubled in 30 days. If you take a penny, becomes 2 pennies, becomes 4, becomes 8, 16, 32, blah, 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 blah. And in 30 days, you have 10 million, 35 million. 31 days, you have 10 million. So if we look at the law of compounding, guess what? You look at people. If we can work together as 2 of us and we can get another 1 or 2, we could double. And then all 4 of us, it's so easy to go from, it's so hard to go from 1 to 100, but yet it's easy to go from 100 to 1,000. You got to have that foundation. You have to empower people. That's what we do. We educate, we empower, we enlighten, we do all sorts of improvements. I want everybody to stay on those. Bob Proctor, he works with us every week or every month. He's always putting something out there. I want you to invest your time and energy into improving yourself. I'm looking at something that is going to be a product on the health side. I can't get into it right now, but understand you're down to a cellular level. All right. If we can change the vibration as low as your DNA chromosomes, we can start changing changing your vibration. And I've been reading about this, that you change your energy and your vibration, you actually change them on a cellular level. That ice used to be water, right? Down to a cellular level, the water was changed into ice. Okay. So if we can mentally change our energy, we will affect it on a cellular level. What also comes with that is your health, nutrition, exercise, which quite honestly, I'm not the best on that. I wake up, exercise for the day. All right. But seriously, you want to get yourself on a vibration that affects you on such a cellular level that you change cells in your body to vibrate differently. When you get yourself on a cellular level, I'm talking a DNA level, why would you want to do that? Let's think about that. You are a result of your parents. Your parents each had their own DNA, energetic DNA. They had their parents, and each of those had parents. So if you think about it, just a couple of generations, you have hundreds of people that have come before you. Think about that. You have hundreds, in the past couple of 100 years, past 200-300 years, you have hundreds of people in your family upline, right? Great grandparents. Each of them have their own energetic DNA. They came into a relationship with the female, and they had a kid who met somebody, so it kept changing. So you are a result of generational energy. You ever look at it that way? You ever look at it that way? So why not start to change your energetic DNA? That's why I say 98.5% of us were born to fail, because everybody has come before us. Not all of us. I'm sure there's some that come from very wealthy families. Don't get me wrong. Alex's family, they were very successful. Mine wasn't. Okay. I'm just myself. I was born to fail. What did I have before me? Let's see, my parents, and I'm being real. I'm the realest CEO in the game, right? I'm the coolest CEO. So, and I realized this, I was 17 years old. My father came up to me and said, son, you were born white trash and you will die white trash. I'm like, thanks, Dad. You were born a failure, you're going to die a failure. That was how I started my life, my adulthood. My father telling me I'm going to fail and I was born white trash. That's not a good thing to empower your son, you know? So I was born into poverty and welfare. My father left my mother when I was a kid. He came back in my life later on and told me how I was born, what I'm destined to be. My mother raised myself and my two brothers in a welfare household. Rats running through the house at night. You know, when you turn, and some of you guys can relate to this. Some of you guys live in these neighborhoods or lived in the neighborhoods. You turn the light on in the kitchen, all the roaches go around. Trust me, I changed. But what I'm saying is my parents, their energetic DNA was complete failure. And their parents, complete failure. So when I came to this earth as a baby, the day I was born, the energy around me was born to fail. How did I succeed? I changed my energy, my DNA level energy, to be different. I recoded myself. And I'm hoping that what I've been talking about today, you're going to start recoding yourself and recoding your energy DNA. But I'm planning this 2021 of releasing what we call a health exchange, an extremely amazing on the nutritional side, but yet teach people how to exercise, teach people how to eat right. As Anthony Robbins say, you want to eat those high alkaline, those high vibration foods. We just don't know if you don't know. So our company is going to diversify into the future in the coming years, The only way we're going to be bigger than the biggest network marketing companies if we keep evolving and growing and doing things right and compliant with the goal and a focus of success. Is the only way it's going to happen. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. I want to pass this back on to Alex Morton. Do not allow any of your friends and family through these holidays to try to steal your dream. Do not. If anybody says anything about you, you put your hand up and say, go back to job. You are on a mission for success and failure, not only to help yourself, to help your family, to help future generations do whatever it takes to be successful. Alex, I'm passing it back to you. And thank you, everybody. I love every one of you. Thank you so much.
All right. All right. Well, guys, I hope you all took a lot of notes there. I was actually texting with a few people. My father wrote me and said, I'm gonna read it for you guys. Okay. My dad was with me the day I met Christopher Terry. He said, this has been a great call, been on since the beginning, great stories about how it all started. This is the best I've ever seen Chris, so down to earth and so wise. I hope you all did what I just did and took notes, okay? I just took 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of notes. That's what I just did. I hope you guys did the same. If you didn't, it's okay, God bless, but I hope you did that because he just shared a lot of amazing information.
Alex,
yes.
Can you share that with me? Because God was speaking through me. I have no idea what I said. So if you can share some notes, and that way I will pass the test.
Yeah, no, the biggest thing was the law of assumption, and how it's not enough. You know, the law of attraction is what everybody talks about, but like Bob said, and what you talked about was that's just this law. People miss the law of vibration and frequency, the law of time. Guys, the law of time, you know, I even get stressed out sometimes on my own timelines of investments and, you know, how many chairmen, you know, I desire to break in things. And the law of time, that should give you comfort and peace. Seriously, 10,000 people still on this call. Listen, you can't just look at a Bryce Thompson or a Josh Stewart or Nate Samuels or David or Alex or Matthew Rose or Brandon Boyd and say, you compare yourself, right? Comparison is the thief of all joy. Chris said it, the law of time. Do what you know you need to do. Don't worry about the deadline, the timeline. Do what you know you need to do every day, your daily methods of operation, and success will be yours. Chris said he started out his own father. That super intense stuff, you guys. His own father said you were born a failure, you're going to die a failure, you're nothing, and see what happened in his life, this beautiful life that he has built. He is no different than you. I am no different than you. Nobody is different than anybody else. We are all God's highest form of creation. Okay. And you are capable of making 2021 the greatest year of your life. So you guys, I got another call that started 5 minutes ago. Chris just went for 90 minutes. Absolutely amazing. It's recorded on this computer. And I think there's a moderator who recorded it as well. So we will get that recording out to you ASAP. I'm sure Brandon Boyd already has the recording done. And listen, we love every single one of you. We appreciate every single one of you. And I hope you can feel the vibrational frequency right now. And the one word that comes into my mind, it's love and it's gratitude. When you have the man leading the army and the movement is just expressing love and gratitude and sharing secrets with all of us on this call, there's nothing that can happen except for absolute greatness and making this world a better place in 2021. So on behalf of all the chairmen in this company, we love you. We appreciate you. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, and a very, very happy and safe. Be safe. Don't do anything stupid. Be safe this new year, and let's get ready for the greatest year of our lives. We love you. Have a great evening, and God bless you.